Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, June 22nd, 2026 City Council meeting. This is going to be a very abbreviated meeting. Our agenda is pretty light, and so my opening will be pretty light, too. I just am enjoying this summer. Now that we are officially in summer, I hope you all are enjoying the amazing weather that we're having. It certainly is a topic of everyone that I keep running into about what great weather this is. It's not humid. We have just enough rain to keep everything green. So please, I hope that everyone is enjoying it and looking forward to some of the fun events that we've got going on in the city. So, City Clerk Sint, would you do, oh wait, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. It is an abbreviated meeting, but we will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, City Clerk Sint, would you do the roll call for us, please?
Councilmember Cave.
Here.
Councilmember Lee.
Present.
Councilmember Villavicencio.
Here.
Mayor Abrams.
Here as well.
And Councilmember Juniman is not with us tonight.
Thank you. Council members, would someone like to make a motion to approve our agenda?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Lee, seconded by Cave, the motion to approve the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Councilmember Lee.
Just grand opening, focus point urgent care for council presentation.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, with that, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Moving on to approval of minutes, we have the June 8th City Council Workshop meeting minutes. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Cave, seconded by Lee, the motion to approve the Monday, June 8th Maplewood City Council Manager Workshop meeting minutes. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Next, we have the June 8th, 2026 City Council meeting minutes. Would someone like to make that motion?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Cave, seconded by, moved by Lee, seconded by Cave. The motion to approve the June 8th, 2028 City Council meeting minutes. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And finally, we have the June 15th, 2026 City Council special meeting minutes. Would someone like to make that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Villavicencio, seconded by Lee, the motion to approve the June 15th, 2026 City Council special meeting minutes. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Next, we have our administrative presentations. The council calendar update. Mr. Sable.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. Just very quickly, I want to forecast. So next Monday is the 5th Monday of the month, and so you have a 2-week break, technically 3-week break between council meetings from tonight. So the next meeting will be July 13th. We're tentatively planning a police swearing-in ceremony, which and an award ceremony, and there are 7 new swearing-ins that will take place. And so we anticipate that and the award ceremony taking about an hour, so we will have a robust workshop item that will be primarily focused on public safety swearing-in. And looking at the forecasted calendar, if there is nothing else that gets added to the council meeting, the meeting would conclude, it would go from 6 to 7. So I just want to put that on your radar. And then just so you know, I know that we've been talking about celebrating America 250. The front page of the Maplewood Living draft is out for our 250 acts of neighborliness. Our website is up and ready to take in the stories. And so I want to give a shout out to communication staff for pulling that together very quickly. And the flags have been ordered for most of the parks. So onward. It's coming much faster than we anticipate. So with that, the last thing I'll just say in terms of upcoming community events, July 8th, celebrate summer, Afton Heights Park from 5:30 to 7:30. Wednesday, July 15th, we have Fishing with Friends at Spoon Lake from 4 to 7. And then we have August 4th, National Night Out. We are encouraging people to sign up, and so you'll see that on social media and in the Maplewood Living this month as well.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Sable? Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have council presentations. Councilmember Lee.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to take a quick second to recognize and mention that this past, about 1 week ago, the 13th, I joined Focus Point Urgent Care. They are a new urgent care business here in the city of Maplewood, operated by Dr. Charles Vang and Dr. Chi Vang. Both have been practicing family medicine for years, and they've decided to invest and open up a clinic here in our city to make sure that our constituents and everyone is healthier here in the city of Maplewood. They are located at 1774 Cope Avenue East, Suite 110. County Commissioner Kelly Miller and I both attended. About 100 people attended. Outside of the celebration, they had amazing food, so I just wanted to share that with all the teams here. But please do help support local businesses. They are very eager to help support residents here in the city of Maplewood. So congratulations, Focus Point Urgent Care.
Thank you. All right, moving on to our consent agenda. Would someone like to make a motion? We have G 1 through 6.
I move consent agenda items G 1 through 6.
Second.
Moved by Cave, seconded by Lee. Consent agenda items G 1 through 6. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Tonight, we have a public hearing. Mr. Sable, you are our presenter tonight.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. If we can get Mr. Kimmel set up on the, he's coming out shortly. So, as you know, this is a time of year where we usually issue debt for some of our projects, for our road construction and parks projects. And so what we will have is we will hold a public hearing, and then we'll ask you to approve a resolution related to a tax abatement, granting the abatement for the park project, and then resolution related to issuance and sale of general obligation bonds. Ellers is our financial advisors, and Bruce Kimmel, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can, and now we can physically see you, and you are doing this twice in one day, so we appreciate your flexibility. Mr. Kimmel.
We'll turn it over to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor and council members and Mr. Sable, Bruce Kimmel with Ellers, and thank you for allowing me to join you from my mobile office here. But I did want to make sure I had a chance to review the pre-sale report with you, especially in the context of this public hearing that you're having. Mayor, might I suggest that before you open the public hearing, I review the pre-sale report that I believe was in your packets?
Yes, please.
And I'm having a little bit of trouble with my hotspot on my computer, so I can't pull that up, but perhaps Michael can, or somebody else, or I believe that report is in your packet as well.
It is. It is.
All right. So with your permission, I am going to go off screen so you don't have to see me looking down at my laptop, but I will give you a brief overview, answer any questions you might have, and then I would encourage you to open the public hearing relating to the tax abatement portion. All right, well, thank you again for your flexibility, allowing me to join you remotely here. June is a busy time of year for everyone, including financial advisors. But we are looking, as Mr. Sable mentioned, at the city issuing a bond for two distinct purposes. One is your 2026 street improvement program. This is similar to what you've done in recent years around this time, and that would be to fund a net amount of $4.9 million that is not being covered from other financing sources available to the city. And then the second purpose within this bond issue is to make improvements to Harvest Park, and this will fund approximately $1.2 million of park improvements. So combined, this bond issue will fund, well, we're targeting $6.1 million in aggregate of funding for the streets and the parks programs. On the authority section of the pre-sale report, I just wanted to take a second to note that the bonds for the portion of the bonds for the street program will be the same as you've done previously, where you're using the special assessment or improvement authority to finance those street improvements. I will note, however, that as has been your practice in recent years, you will actually use the assessments that you collect from benefiting properties to repay an internal loan. And so the bond portion of this financing will be paid from future property tax levies. And you may recall that I'm very impressed with the city's approach to using the special assessments to repay itself for the internal loan, because it really gives you flexibility. You don't have to worry about whether or not the assessments are going to come in exactly when needed for the bond payments. You've really eliminated that potential cause of uncertainty. But then the parks improvement will be using something called the tax abatement authority. And first and foremost, I'll just say that that's kind of a misnomer. There are no taxes being abated. This is simply a mechanism that allows cities like Maplewood to fund park improvements, in particular, that will be repaid with property tax levies. And so all we really need to do is have this public hearing, designate the parcel in question as the so-called abatement parcel, and then essentially you're saying that in theory, you will use the future property taxes from that parcel, the future city property taxes from that parcel, to make the payments on the Harvest Park part of the bond issue. I know that was kind of a mouthful, and probably the term tax abatement doesn't help any, but I would also just note that it's actually the Audi and Porsche dealership on Highway 61 that pays actually more than enough in city property taxes each year, that we are able to designate that as the sole so-called tax abatement parcel for this project. And again, you're really just sort of going through this process to say, we want to use the abatement mechanism, and that's the authority with which we're going to finance the Harvest Park part of the bond issue. Other than that, the bond issue is pretty straightforward. You'll note that both the street portion and the Harvest Park portion are being repaid over a term of 15 years. You will be bank qualified on this bond issue, and we would expect an affirmation of the city's excellent AA+ credit rating as part of this transaction as well. I think that's really the most of what I wanted to cover. As you can see, we do have a debt issuance schedule as well, noting tonight's meeting. Then a lot of things will happen between now and July 13th, give or take, including the rating agency call that we'll have with Mr. Sable and Mr. Rube, among others. And then we're looking at actually doing the bond sale and the award to the winning bidder on July 27th, which is a regular city council meeting date. We also did include bond schedules, preliminary bond schedules, again, in total, but then also for the street portion and the parks portion. It's called the tax abatement portion here. But with that, I would welcome any questions that you might have. And then again, we can proceed to open up the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming to us from your mobile office. We really appreciate that. Council members, does anyone have any questions? No questions? Okay, then we have no questions, and so what we're going to do is open up the public hearing. I will open up the public hearing concerning General Obligation Bond Series 2026A. City Clerk Sint, do we have anyone who would like to speak?
Madam Mayor, no, we do not.
All right, we have no one. I'll just call for it again. Would anyone like to speak concerning the General Obligation Bonds Series question before us, 2026A? Seeing none, then I will close the public hearing. Council members, we have an amended document before us that outlines two motions. Would someone like to make the first motion, which is motion B?
Motion to approve the resolution relating to a tax abatement, granting the abatement.
Is there a
Second. Second.
Moved by Lee, seconded by Cave, the motion to approve the resolution relating to a tax abatement, granting the abatement. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. We have one more motion. Would someone like to make that?
Motion to make a resolution relating to the issuance and sale of general obligation bonds.
Second.
Moved by Villavicencio, seconded by Cave, the motion to approve the resolution relating to issuance and sale of general obligation bonds. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are no opposed. That motion carries as well. Mr. Sable.
I just want to take this opportunity because I always appreciate Mr. Kimmel's professionalism and service. So, Bruce, thank you for all of the work you do on behalf of the City of Maplewood as our advisor, and good luck at your next public meeting doing the same thing in another place. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you all very much, and we'll look forward to being in touch next month. Have a
Thanks,
great
Mr.
evening.
Kimmel. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
I
Yep, bye-bye.
spoke with Mr. Sable today concerning our AA+ bond rating. And I'm going to ask you, Mr. Sable, to recount for the council your comments today about the financial position of Maplewood and where we are headed because of the solid foundation that we have built financially.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. I don't know exactly what I said, but I know that the city of Maplewood is rated by an outside professional agency on a rating scale, and we are rated as AA+ stable, which is the second highest rating you can get from a rating agency. As you know, over the last 15 years, the city's total debt accumulation used to be in the $80 million category. It's currently, I think this year, approaching $47 million, which is under the threshold set by the council. And if you look at the chart that was in the packet, you'll see that we are going to continue to decline in our outstanding debt obligations in 27, 28, and 29. And as our community evolves and changes, as the developments that we've seen coming in continue to add to the tax base, I am optimistic that we will achieve a AAA rating designation from the rating agencies. We'd be one of under 30 cities in the metro area that, or I'm sorry, statewide, that actually earn that designation, and we are on the cusp. Mr. Ruber here, he would be shaking his head, but I see this by the end of this decade, if not sooner. And so it's one of the things, it's a highlight of the professionalism of the council in managing its debt and of the staff and of the advisors that we have. So something for us to look forward to, and something that I will be advocating for on our ratings call in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much. That's pretty much what you said earlier. We are in very good position to achieve that AAA bond rating from Standard & Poor's, which maybe, and this is probably for people that are watching too, what's the benefit of having a higher rating according to Standards & Poor's?
Madam Mayor, council members, there's really two benefits from it. And the first one is you get a better interest rate on your debt, so you will naturally pay less if you for the cost of borrowing money. It will be lower over time. The other one is it makes it a more attractive place. So as people look to where do I want to invest in a community, they can feel confident that if a business wants to come and make a large investment here, we're going to be well-run and professional. And so it's a draw for both outside development, but also lowers our issuance costs and just makes us more competitive, more attractive. And it, when you can say that you're one of, there are 30 out of 831 cities, there's some meaning behind that. And so it would be quite an achievement and something that we are working towards actively.
Thank you very much for that, which is very optimistic. So thank you. And thank you to staff for helping us get to this position. Thank you to Mr. Rube, who isn't here tonight, but also thank you, Mr. Sable, and our department heads, too, that help us to make good financial decisions. So that is very encouraging news. I wanted to make sure that Mike shared that with everybody today. Next, we have the business subsidy policy. Ms. Parr, this is yours.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. I realize the subject matter of a business subsidy policy is not new, You've heard this before. We've talked about this. We have also talked about this with the EDA, so you may be aware through that as well. The policy before you tonight that's in your packet is largely identical to what went to the EDA. I know you all read it cover to cover, and that you probably recognize that right away. The one exception is the city council in name is within that document now instead of the EDA, and this will go to the EDA as well. Again, because an important distinction about tonight is that it involves a public hearing. That's why it's back before you this evening. We want to get that public hearing, which is required by state statute. The business subsidy policy, it's an important element as we continue to methodically align our toolkit with our economic development goals. It's just another incremental step we're taking along with the other ones you've previously taken to get us to where we want to be so that we are prepared if something comes along that we want to jump at, apply for, or offer to someone we want to either retain or engage to bring into our community for the number of reasons we'll talk about. When these opportunities present themselves, we want to be able to offer financial assistance for a number of reasons. We want to support job creation, obviously. We want to grow our tax base. We want to assist with redevelopment efforts where it's appropriate. And we want to create long-term economic opportunities right here in Maplewood. Minnesota law requires that any city entity granting a business subsidy needs to establish a criteria to be considered in processing, evaluating, and reviewing applications before the business subsidy is granted to the private development. I can walk through those again this evening if you like, but I will just say that they are the same as we have previously talked about. In addition, many state agencies such as Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, DEED, as we often refer to it, they require us to have this in place in order for that business subsidy, for those grants or low-interest loan, or whatever that program may be, we need to have this in place. As you all may recall, our current business subsidy policy dates back to 2001. The state statute language has changed. We have changed, and we have evolved, and we want to make sure that it reflects our goals, your economic development goals that you and the EDA have called out, as well as the language in the state statute. The proposed policy is very similar to what you see in other communities. Everyone wants to have that right language that we need for state statute, so we have largely cut and pasted that along with our attorney's assistants to make sure that we have it appropriately fashioned for your approval if you so think it's appropriate. With that, I would recommend as staff that the City Council open the public hearing, and our city attorney and myself are here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Council members, let's start with any questions for Ms. Parr before I open up the public hearing. Any questions? Okay, then I will open up the public hearing concerning the proposed business subsidy policy. City Clerk Sint, do we have anyone who would like to speak?
Madam Mayor, we do not.
Okay, I'll call for it one more time. Do we have anyone who'd like to speak at the public hearing concerning the business subsidy policy? Seeing none, then I will close the public hearing. And council members, we have a motion. Would someone like to make that?
I move to approve the 2026 Maplewood City Council Business Subsidy Policy, repealing and replacing the 2001 Maplewood Business Subsidy Policy.
Second.
Moved by Cave, seconded by Lee. The motion is written in our packet. Is there any further discussions? Hearing none, then all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you.
We have one more item of new business. Mr. Love, this is your topic tonight.
Yes, Mayor and Council, good evening. So as you know, the Public Works Maintenance Yard houses a variety of materials used to maintain our city's infrastructure. Right now, about 80% of it is aggregate material, the driving area. About 20% is paved. So the proposed project will pave roughly another 23% of the yard area, along with installing curb and gutter on portions and constructing concrete pads for trash, recycling, and storage of other equipment. These improvements will actually complete a loop that will go from the rear of the garage area through the maintenance yard and connect up into the front of the Public Works building. This is where most of the vehicles do travel, so this project will greatly reduce the amount of dust that's generated on the site. It will also minimize sediment tracking and improve the working conditions for the mechanics. The 2026 CIP includes $350,000 paid through the SRF fund for these improvements. The plans are ready to be put out for bid. If we move forward with this, we'll be bringing it back to City Council on July 27th for your consideration of awarding a contract.
Any questions for Mr. Love? Certainly sounds like a worthwhile project. Would someone like to make the motion then?
Motion to approve the attached resolution authorizing the advertisement for bids for the Public Works Yard Improvements City Project 26-9.
Second.
Moved by Lee, seconded by Villavicencio. The motion is written in our packet. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And like I said, this is an abbreviated meeting. And so therefore, council members, thank you for your work tonight, and we are adjourned. Thank you.